What's going on, everyone? This is the final podcast episode for the Lose the Booze Transformation Challenge. Oh, what? Did you think just because the Valkyrie boys got a busy fight weekend that we weren't going to be ending the Valkyrie Challenge in the gym? Oh, yeah. So, as of this day, Friday, May the 10th, the challenge is officially over. All right. Now, that does not mean you can't get a little bit of extra love courtesy of your good friends, Max, Charles, and Joaquin, who have us so busy tracking their weight the last 3 days that you guys get a couple extra days to get some of your weight off if you need it. So, what's going to happen is that very first workout, you're going to come in, you're going to get that final weigh in, and then we're going to get to that first workout. Later that day, you'll get a message from me once again saying thank you for participating in the challenge. We will be announcing the winners the following Friday to make sure we got everything accounted for. So your next workout will be your final weigh-in. And for those of you who have participated in this challenge, every single one of you, I want to say thank you for participating in the challenge. And I really hope there is something you've taken away from the challenge. One of the best things that I think I've heard in the gym in the last few weeks is so many people are not even really concerned with the weight. They like the muscle gain that they've gotten. They like the intensity of the workouts, and they've just really liked that they're just being more aware of what's going on with them and what they're putting in their bodies and stuff like that. That's where we get to the final stages on this podcast, because what you have to start asking yourself is, what is next? What do I do from here? For some people who are addicted to challenges, they're just going to jump into another challenge. They're going to go after another week phase, and that hamster wheel might work for them. It might keep them going. It might also start to deplete other things in their lives, other qualities, things that are important to them in their lives. And you guys got to think about stuff like that. Is it so important for me to get that fifth workout in if it's taking away time from myself? And time from myself includes like the time you spend with your family, friends, loved ones. But really what it is just the things that make you happy, the things that are able to keep you at ease. I challenge you guys all to look up flow state. We all have tendencies to get into flow state where we're just going, right? And if we were to use an example of a flow state in a negative sense, it would be doom scrolling that people do on their phones. I'm not going to really dig into that because that's something that is constantly being analyzed and talked about in today's society. So I'm going to let the experts continue to work on that because they're already providing more than enough great evidence of why these things are probably one of the worst things that happened to human history, as sad as it sounds. But when it circles back to the body, notice the circle of Valkyrie's circle. Okay. She has every single element, if you see behind me, of what a warrior intakes for sacrifice. She's got the feathers of a Native American. She's got the long hair of your shinobis that will be tied up in a bun, or your samurai warriors. She's wearing armor. She's got a sword. She has a bow and arrow. You know, Valkyrie is a complete representation of every single type of warrior out there. But the reason why I chose that particular new symbol for her was to show that it is a little bit of everything. You cannot just be one type of warrior. You have to be every warrior, you know, for everything. So you got to be a warrior for yourself first. Number one, don't get it twisted. You can keep trying to put other people in front of you to get your happiness, and it's not going to happen. First off, stop looking for happiness. It's going to happen with hard work, determination, and challenges. If you want more happiness in your life, put more tasks in front of you that you can accomplish to get happiness. Don't just be sitting there expecting it just to show up. Happiness is not entitlement. You know, just because we're born does not mean we're supposed to just wake up and all of a sudden have all this happy shit going on. That's a fantasy. Okay. And a lot of people are afraid of fantasies. That's why they're not living their dreams. They're doing what they think they're supposed to do. But for people like myself who have sacrificed a lot, I've lived a life that I know many people would not dare to live. They would probably be appalled to live because of the sacrifices that it takes to get people where you guys are right now, right? So when you are taking a look at your opportunities coming up, when you're foreseeing your next future of what your body wants to be or what your mindset wants to be, like I tell you guys, every day is a reset. There is no chunk of, oh, I'm doing great. No, man, it is actually a reset every day. You're going to have a couple 5 minutes where you're feeling great. You have a couple 5 minutes where you're scared. You're going to have a couple 5 minutes where you're anxious. You're going to have a couple 10 minutes where you relax. You have a couple 5 minutes where you're mad about something. And guess what? You're supposed to have every single one of those attributes because that's what makes us whole. So stop acting like you're not human or an animal. And then you'll start to have the awareness of how to actually take care of yourself, because then you'll start listening to you and not everybody else. And really, that's what I hope you guys take from this, is to listen to yourself now. Stop listening to everybody else. You know, one of the things that I was going to share was this terrible Reddit post that I saw where this woman was talking about her fitness journey being interrupted because her husband is constantly talking about her arms look too manly. Now, you have people out there that would say, leave him. You have people out there that would say, you don't know what that family dynamic is like. It's not, you just cannot tell people to just leave somebody. And a lot of that is true on both sides. But man, if you don't know yourself, if you don't know what you want to look like, if you don't know what that person inside of you should feel like, then you have a very, very long road ahead of you. And it has nothing to do with your fitness journey. A lot of us need not necessarily counseling, okay? Am I an advocate for counseling and therapy? Sure, because I know what I do in a very, very broad capacity is therapy for a lot of people. It's work for me, but it should be work for me because if I am the therapist, the work for me is to give the therapy to the people. It's not rocket science. Like I tell people all the time, it's bro science. But what that means is I also have a responsibility and a duty to not lie. But in the world that we live in now, with sales being at the top of the food chain, the lies and all that stuff that people are being told, the things that people tell themselves to continue on in their process, they're hypocritical if you do not first and foremost get a better understanding of you. So if you need to go to church to get a better understanding of you, not a better understanding of religion, not a better understanding of your auntie who drank too much, no, a better understanding of you, then I condone that all day. If you want to go start seeing a therapist so you can get a better understanding of you, not someone to help you place blame on others or to make you feel sorry for yourself, because that is not gonna get you through the mindset that we've been trying to build in this last 10 weeks. You are always gonna be getting hit with what you see on the screen right now. There's an amazing conversation going on in some of the busiest, most wealthiest, most successful corporate offices in the world. And they're looking at all these kids in college who They know they might be using some AI for something now, but it's not like they were using it back in high school and middle school. But the education's not there. They know what to copy and paste. They know where to cite and recite from. And believe me, do these young kids, millennials and below, know how to deflect? They bring it right back to you. Perfect example, job interview. What do you think you bring to said job that the other potential candidates don't possess? That's a simple interview question I just made up because I've been in countless interviews. But I've noticed there's a trend now where the kids will say, well, whatever the company needs me to do is exactly what I'll do. It's like, it's this constant, like, I gotta make sure I'm putting the accountability on somebody else in case it does not be successful for me. So what that means is we're afraid of actually having to go down a route that we might fail on to succeed. Sorry, people, without failure, you really don't even understand what succession is. And I'm not talking about the HBO show. Diet trends and fads are one of the things that will allow people to constantly be in fear because someone will always say, hey, you need to do this. Hey, you should be eating this. And then what do we find out? Liver King, guys like that, perfect examples, right? Now that we have this influx of social media influencers, YouTube influencers telling everyone how to live, it's crazy that the people that get paid to help people on their livelihood are not the ones on a screen telling people, you better eat this, you better eat that. Y'all will never hear that stuff coming out of my mouth. Why? Because it is sales talk. It is not education. It's not fitness and it's not health and wellness. It is sales talk. Even the recommendations of these books are sales talk. Why? Because you got to buy them. Here's the great thing about living in this world in 2024. You can find them for free if you know the right places to go. You can get a little download PDF of all these books for free. You just got to know how to do it. Ask me in the gym. I'll tell you. It's how I got a lot of my education done because them books are very expensive. But if you're not able to recognize the lies, then it's going to always be hard. You are always going to be picking up something that says it has no sugar in there, and you're going to be thinking it doesn't have any sugar in there, and it's got like 4 different types because you really don't know what sugar is. You know what television sugar is. CH and Kane commercials. You don't know what actually sugar is, and you really don't know what it does to the body. You just know what magazines say it does to the body or videos. You just know it makes you fat or slow, but there's sugar in almost everything. So that can't be the case. But if you don't know yourself, then you won't know what's working for you and what you should actually be avoiding. Should you eat a bag of Skittles every single day? No. And it's not just because of sugar. There's a lot of other reasons why you shouldn't be eating a bag of Skittles every day. But the only reason you're going to think of is the sugar. So what will you do? You'll eat a bag of Skittles one day, and then you'll have Reese's Pieces on another day. And then you'll eat fruit one day, and then all of a sudden that fruit is supposed to wipe out the Reese's Pieces and that bag of Skittles. No, man, it's not how it works. Plant the seed. It has to grow. And every time you pop something in your mouth, that is another seed you're putting in this body that's going to grow in some shape, form, or fashion. And the unfortunate thing in society right now is we see that they grow into these cancerous growths, and that's where things get scary. But I'm not trying to say we're here to stop cancer from happening. All I'm trying to say is you can make sure now that you have the awareness that you're not just following trends to get this stuff done. Listen to yourself. Got to be real. Don't lie to yourself. You guys lie to me every day. I don't give a shit about you lying to me. I took this career. That's what you guys don't realize. When you are a strength and conditioning coach, when you are a personal trainer to the level that I'm at, and you've been doing this for more than 10 years, like I have, you have got to have an understanding. And I tell all young trainers that I mentor this fact. If your mama and daddy have ever lied to you about something, why do you think your clients are not going to lie to you about something? There's been plenty of times that I've been at a baseball game, a Mizzou football game, a Blues hockey game. Back in the day, people would run from me if they saw me because they were afraid that I was going to see them drinking their third fishbowl margarita or their fifth Newcastle beer or something like that. Oh, and then to make it even worse, would lose their mind if I had a cocktail in my hand. We focus on so many other damn people. It's a shame because that is why we have no realistic expectations of ourselves. How can you create them when everything you're doing is based off of what other people are doing? Know yourself. You will have this taken care of. How do I know myself, Travis? I don't know how to. I don't know what. Turn everything off and just listen. Why is meditation important? Why is all these habits? Why is all these what do all these things have in common? It's exactly what we're going through right now in preparation for tomorrow. The more we find peace and stillness, the more we know ourselves, and now we can accomplish any task at hand. If you've ever been a teacher, if you've ever been a leader in any capacity, and that includes in the household, how hard is it to work through chaos? Can you sleep with your windows open if somebody's cutting the grass in the yard next to you? Can you read a book on the airplane if you forgot your headphones and there's 3 kids in the section next to you, WWE style going on over there? So if you don't calm down all that chaos going up in here trying to help and rely so much on other people, you're never going to find that peace and that stillness that's going to constantly take you back to her, to you. The kids these days, the young kids almost have it right. They say, I'm him. They almost have it right. You are. Yeah, you are. And it's on you. But that's the problem is they say I'm him, but then when something goes wrong, they say that, but that's their fault. And you know, they live in the he, they, she generation. So that's it almost like we opened up a door for accountability when we also open up the door for people to just constantly use genders other than what's your name? Because your name matters way more than your gender. I'm sorry. Who are you? There's a lot of women in this world. There's a lot of men in this world. There's a lot of boys in this world. There's a lot of girls in this world. And there's a lot of in-betweens. But who are you? Who is Shannon? Who is Catherine? Who is Rachel? Who is Amber? Who is Krista? Who is Michelle? Who is Katie? Who is Mariah? Who is Julia? Who is Lauren? Who are you guys? Are you even asking yourselves that anymore? Or are you just, I'm a mom, I'm a grandma, I'm a wife, I'm a girlfriend, I'm a, You stay on that path, then you will stay in the path of only being a mom or a girlfriend. And look, man, ain't nothing wrong with titles, ain't nothing wrong with brands. We Valkyrie Fitness for a reason. It's Nike for a reason. It's Adidas for a reason. Brands aren't the problem. But if all you are is a brand and not a progression of that brand, then that is the problem. You can be a great mom, dad, father, mother, sister, brother, and still be strong, be a leader, be focused, be assertive. Take actual steps in your life to be better every day. You ain't supposed to wake up happy, but you can if you start waking up with things to look forward to. And it's not something that somebody's going to make for you. You can say all you want to that you look forward to working out with Travis, but the only reason why you guys are looking forward to working out with me is because I got something for you to do. My preparation creates your excitement. That's great, but what happens if my preparation isn't there? Where are you going to get your excitement from? The transformation journey, always on you. Look at those first two statements. Personal transformation goals. Personal, not public, not boyfriends, not husbands, not girlfriends, not wives or children's. Personal. Crafting an individualized plans and using tools. Your coach is a tool, not the answer. Your blender is a tool, not the answer. YouTube is a tool, not the answer. Your phone is a tool, not the answer. The answers can only be found in books, talking, communication, and mindfulness. That's where answers come from. All the answers you see on all this stuff comes from those things. And they come from individuals who then become collective thought. Stop just falling into the collective expecting to get what they're getting if you didn't bring anything to the table. Your resources for ongoing support and motivation is the environment that you create from this point on. We make TV shows and films about families where there's a mother or husband or children that come home to unsafe environments. And we look at that as entertainment, even though it's actuality and it's stuff that's going on in the world. Don't think that if you have little glimpses of these things going on in your environments, that these are not the reasons why you don't have the bodies and the transformations that you need. They are the reasons. They're the main reasons. It ain't the workouts. It's not the food. It's your environment. Clean up your environment, starting with this one. And then everything else will fall like dominoes, people. I love every single one of you. Thank you so much for participating in the challenge. Be ready for that final weigh-in. And regardless of the results, everyone is a winner today.